Salutations. I don't know what I just did with my hand. Hello, good morning. Well, it might not be morning for you, but today I am going to be doing a little cozy reading vlog, but I have a goal for this video, and that goal is to make progress in all the books I'm currently reading, because I'm currently reading 4 books. Invasion of the Boy Snatchers by Lisi Harrison, I'm reading for my Click series, so not sure that I'll touch this one because I want to focus on the others. But I want to finish The Dream Thieves by Maggie Stiefvater. I'm so close. I want to make some progress in Outlander because I haven't in so long. Not really sure how much progress I want to make. So finish this, get further in this, and then I have started Throne of Pages Discord Buddy Read book, which is A Good Girl's Guide to Murder by Holly Jackson. And for this, I at least want to get to this bookmark. I at least want to get to page like 130-ish, which is in the middle of a chapter, but that's like the point to reach by this weekend. Not that we're going to discuss the book this weekend, but I want to be caught up. So that is what this video is going to be. So prepare for some little cozy clips. Let's go. I can feel the rating of this book slipping down. I don't know what it is. When I first read it, I rated it 4 stars. And back then, I literally never gave out anything below 4. So that was like low. I don't know. I just feel like this whole book is like, what is happening? Like, I definitely really like this world. I definitely want to finish the series and find out what happens. But I think this book is focused more on characters that I'm not particularly as fond of. And it's a lot more confusing. Like, I like that we don't know tons about the magic and tons about all that sort of stuff. But I don't know. I have a little bit left. I feel like the rating's slipping to a 3 though. Does anyone remember when Brooke Highland from Dance Moms made her first song? The Spin That Record Round and Round. That is stuck in my head because I watched a video of her talking about her Dance Mom solos the other day. I'm out of breath. I literally have a sliver of book left to read. But I will say, since I last checked in, I'm enjoying it a bit more. So I really don't know how to rate this book. I'm thinking I'm gonna go with like a 3.5 because I read it very slow because I was like so confused and didn't like some of the characters at certain parts. But I have nothing wrong with it being like a character-driven book. I just didn't like some of the characters. And I was very confused about what was happening sometimes. Is that a me problem? And not a book problem? Who's to say? So I fell asleep. This should not have taken me so long to finish reading, but I was struggling. But I want to read this whole series. This book was just not it. I don't think I mentioned, but this is the 2nd book in the Raven Cycle series. And there's 4 books, and then there's a spin-off series. And I want to read the last 2 books, and I want to possibly read the spin-off series. And I'm not so sure. But, I don't know. This book is very character driven, which I don't have an issue with. But some of the action was just like a lot. I don't know, I can't put my finger on what I don't know. I just like read it slow and it like dragged on for me. I'll put a little spoiler symbol right here and I'll put a tag below So if you haven't read this book and you want to read this book, I'm gonna go into a little bit of spoilery parts for this. So first of all, don't remember there being a dragon in here. I completely blocked this ending out of my mind. But I think part of what dragged my review down was I didn't like the gray man at first, although I did like him by the end. But I could not stand Kavinsky. He just like made me mad. Which is to say he was written well because I think he was supposed to be like that, but it just made it hard for me to read. The second half of this book was so slow for me. It was so hard to get through. The epilogue though really made me excited to continue reading. When I originally read this, I gave it 4 stars, but I think I have to give it a 3.5 now because I feel like that's just a more accurate representation of my reading experience this time around. It just dragged on. Like, I liked the first half, I liked the epilogue. The middle end, I don't know what happened for me. It just lost me, but I am gonna keep reading the rest of these books. Because that book dragged on and I took a nap, I have not continued either of my other reads so far. I am confident that this will bring me back up, that I want to read this because I want to read this. I've been enjoying this so far. I'm only 56 pages into this and I'm enjoying it. And this I also like have an incentive to finish because it's for a buddy read type thing that like encourages me to want to read it. But this guy, I don't know, man. If I could at least read a single chapter, I'll be proud of myself for picking this up again. I don't know why this is so hard for me. It's so much like the show, which is to say the show is a good adaptation. But it's just so long. And I read so slow. And I think it just like, I don't know. I will be excited when I finish this because I'll feel really accomplished when I finish reading this. I don't know, the size of it. Yeah, let's see. Let's see what happens next. It's the next day. I ended up watching a movie. I ended up watching The Cheetah Girls with my friend, and by the time it finished, I didn't feel like reading anymore. I am very close to getting to where I wanted to get to in this book, and I still have not picked up this. So, my goal, read that, and read a little of this. And I cleaned my room, so we're out here achieving things. Yeah, let's go. I've read the first third, and yes, I did have to start keeping notes of all the characters, and I had a theory, but then I learned more information, and now I don't know what my theory is. I don't know if I want to be able to guess the ending for like thriller books ever, or like mystery books, or if I don't want to be able to guess. I kind of think I don't want to be able to guess, but I don't want it to be so far-fetched that like, I'm like, how does that even make sense? Like, I want to be able to guess it, like parts of it maybe. Or like, when I find out, I can look back and be like, that makes sense, and not be like, how would I have ever figured that out? So I'm like guessing, but if I guess it correctly, then I feel like I'm not gonna rate the book as highly. A conundrum. I'm at this point, a third in, and I'm liking it so far. Definitely a lot of information, lots of people to keep track of, but I'm enjoying it. If you don't know, A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. I keep wanting to call it A Good Girl's Guide to Love and Murder because I think there's a musical called A Gentleman's Guide to Love and Murder. But A Good Girl's Guide to Love and Murder by Holly Jackson. It's about this girl, Pippa, who for her senior capstone project in high school wants to review a popular case that happened in her town a few years back. And the case is that this really popular girl, Andy, went missing, and they pegged it on her boyfriend, Salil. And Andy does not believe that it was Salil because she kind of knew him, and so she wants to prove through her capstone project research that he did not do it. But she's kind of working under the guise that like her project's not her actually solving the case, but her studying how the media handled it, but she's actually trying to solve it, and she's working with Salil's brother, Ravi. But it's really good so far. Now, I'm going to read a little bit of Outlander. We'll see how far I get. The pages are large, with lots of little words. I wonder if there's like an audiobook somewhere for it. I'm not an audiobook person, but if I could listen to it while reading along, that might help. Maybe I'll try that. I'm not gonna get the audiobook because I can't find it. I don't know where to look. So if you're an audiobook person, where do you listen to audiobooks? But I looked at my library, and it's funny because they have like the ebook of it, like it's available, but the audiobook has 111 people waiting to read it, to listen to it. It's 33 hours long, and some of the other books, one is 57 hours long. That frightens me, and I'm reading the book. I'm frightened. This is why I'm struggling to read it, because it's so big. I'm scared. I read exactly one chapter, which was 12 pages. I felt like it took me really long. I think reading these Outlander books is going to be a very long-term commitment. I want to read the later books. I feel like those are more what I liked in the show. Like, I liked the first season, but reading it, I don't know. Like, Diana Gabaldon's a good writer, but it's just so descriptive, and it's like, I think that I've been stalling in the part I'm at because they're literally just like going through the woods, and like not tons of stuff is happening, and it's super descriptive of like birds and like things. But I did it. I reached my goal. I finished one book, I got a third of the way through another book, and I read a single chapter of the other book. I still have one more book that I'm still reading that I could probably finish today, but that's another video. But yeah, so if you watched this whole vlog, thank you so much. I just realized that at the end of my videos, when I've been saying like good night, good morning, good evening, or whatever, that is something that is said in the Truman Show at the very end. But I didn't realize that. I just saw a clip of it on TikTok. But yes, thank you so much for watching, and make sure you leave a comment if you have any kinds of videos you want to see from me. I have a long list of ideas, but a lot of them are going to take a bit of time. They involve multiple books. And yeah, let me know, what are you currently reading? Have you read any of the books that I read in this video? Have any thoughts? Yeah. And thanks for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe.